YouTubers need to get their viewers to pay them to grow their YouTube channels, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. You're going to learn how to make thousands a day, spending $15 to $30 a month, how to set this system up the way Rolex would so you can earn even more, and I'll even show you how to use this to grow your bank balance exponentially. But there is a word of warning with this too, so we'll look at why this might not be the best idea either. But before we get onto that, let me show you why this will not just make you money, but actually grow your YouTube channel faster too. So back in 2021, I just made the leap of faith to go full-time on my YouTube channel. I'd quit my business, I'd given half of it away, and I needed to make money from YouTube in a way that was really fast and easy. And when I say easy, I wanted something I could set up in a matter of minutes and just leave links to it in my video's description and on my channel page. Didn't really want to promote it much at all. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that just sounds too good to be true. But the thing is, it actually worked, and it generated me hundreds of thousands of dollars over the coming year. The cool thing was I only had to work one day a week on it too. But how did this grow my channel? Well, let me show you. All I did was make a calendar my viewers could book a one-to-one session in with me, and I charged $195 for the hour. I left links below every video saying book a one-to-one, and I put that on my main channel page too, and that was it. People just booked in. The reason this grew my channel as well as paying me was because I was getting to meet my avatars, and by doing a lot of these calls, I started to see what kinds of problems they really had. And what this meant was I could make videos that served people better because I now had the inside scoop and could make videos about things that felt more relatable to the viewers, which meant more clickable thumbnails and titles and longer watch times too. I was basically getting paid to be a better YouTuber. Oh, and by the way, if you like the sound of doing this for yourself, check out the link in the description and download the free guide I've made for you. Along with this video, it's going to walk you through every step and get you making money fast. But this is the interesting bit, which can give you exponential growth of income and will mean you can actually just stop doing this. So it got to the point where I realized 99% of the people who called me were all making the same mistake. So I was just repeating myself with every call, and it felt crazy to do this multiple times a day. Also, because the problem was so large, I wanted to help more people than I could in the 4 hours a week I'd allotted. So I built a digital product that solved the issue. It was a course and a community that was scalable called Thumbnail University. And the result of this was it made more money and took up less of my time a week, and it got amazing results for people too. So getting your viewers to pay you for your time is an amazing option for most YouTubers to consider because it's very fast to set up. I mean, it could take you 15 minutes, it'll make you money, and it will get you full-time pretty flipping quick too. And that means you can upsell. It's also going to teach you a ton about your audience and give you content ideas and make your videos more relatable. And then over time, you can produce scalable digital products that solve the problems that they have, meaning you can earn more from working less. All right, so before we look at what the heck you would even talk about on a call and how to set up your own calendar in a matter of minutes, let's look at how to create demand in your service the Rolex way. It's a Casio. So the big mistake I see people making when they offer consulting is that their calendar often looks like this. They leave every hour of their day available for people to book in, which is a really bad idea for a few reasons. Firstly, you need to batch your consulting time, because what happens is you'll spend an hour talking to someone and you'll do a lot of thinking, and after that call, you'll really struggle to go back to doing other tasks other than more consulting. Kind of messes with your head a little bit. So if you have a call at 9 a.m. and then one at 3 p.m., you'll find the time in the middle is actually really unproductive. So set up a calendar to only allow people to book on the same day like this, and then you'll be in the right headspace all day, or just do 2 hours in the evening twice a week. Just don't give them freedom to book from 10 hours a day. It'll wear you out. Now, the next reason you need to limit the amount of time you give to this is the same reason Rolex don't make millions of watches. They create scarcity so that demand is higher than supply. This means they can charge a lot more, but also, who do you think is going to be worth more money? The person with 25 hours free in the calendar a week with hardly any bookings, or the person with a month's waiting list? At one point, my waiting list was 2 months long. I thought bookings would slow down as a result of this, but they actually sped up. So pick a few hours a week, batch them together, and don't worry that they might not be the perfect hours for your viewers. You won't be able to please everyone in every time zone, so fit it around your lifestyle. The thing is, how much are you going to charge for something like this? This is a bit of a strange one. You might actually have to charge a lot more than you feel comfortable with because pricing is a double-edged sword. So when I started consulting, I was charging $195 an hour, might have been slightly less. And I did this for a few months, and I remember thinking to myself, you know what? I've never actually heard back from anyone after our call. Now I had their channel links, so I went back to see what they were doing, and nearly every single person I'd spoken to had quit. I was really shocked and kind of devastated, but I also realized something super important. They just wanted a quick fix. I gave them the reality, so they didn't bother. In fact, when I went back to look, most of them had written on the form that I used to send to them pre-call, do you think I should quit? That's the only thing they wanted to know. The solution to this was interesting. I doubled my prices because I realized I was just attracting the wrong people. I put it up up bit by bit over the next 12 months. But it wasn't until I got to 550 an hour that things started to change quite a lot. Now, the crazy thing about this is call bookings didn't slow down when I charged more. They actually just continued at the same rate. And secondly, the people I ended up talking to were far easier for me to help. They were more serious about growing a channel, and they got better results too, because when people pay more, they're more likely to action the advice because there's more at stake. So your price will really depend on how credible you are in the space, but you really don't want to be charging small amounts for your time. So I can't tell you what to charge exactly, but what I will say is this. Firstly, just go and look to see what other people in your niche who might be offering this are charging, and then base it on that. If there isn't anyone, don't worry too much. Just charge an amount you feel slightly uncomfortable with. So let's say you feel comfortable with $100 an hour, charge $145. And then to promote it, it's really easy. You just mention that you have this in a video. It's really not a hard sell. And then once you've got a few clients, you can say things like this.
When I have one-to-one calls with my viewers, they often tell me that they struggle with this.
So you can do like stealthy promotion within your videos that nobody's going to mind and works really well. Now, if your weekly times book up fast, then you're probably too cheap. Nobody books you, well, just wait a bit longer and see what happens before you do anything drastic. The crazy thing about consulting calls is a lot of people don't want to hire a cheap consultant. So your price really does tell a story. I think you're better off being too expensive than too cheap, because cheap is always expensive to someone, and those are the people you do not want to attract. So how do you set this whole thing up? Well, there's lots of tools, but the simplest one is this. It's called Calendly. I don't actually use it, but it is good. You just sign up, you pick your dates, then you link it with your calendar, you set your price, and then on the calendar booking page, you can write copy to let people know what this is all about, the things you can discuss, and that's kind of it. Now, if you've built enough credibility and trust, you probably won't need more than this. Others might need a little help, so you might have to build a landing page that sells yourself. I'm not going to go into how to create that today, because I think you should actually just try the simplest option with the least possible friction first. But ideally, what you want to do is get testimonials on that landing page when you do have it, because it will help a lot. And then after they have signed up, they can fill out a form. On that form, write this. What's the one main thing you'd like to get out of this call? What are your goals in, and then just insert your niche or the topic. What are the things you're struggling with the most? Again, in relation to whatever it is that you help them with. And then ask them to send you some links to things if you're judging anything creative or need to see any other kind of document. You can put anything else you like on here, but that's really just the simplest option to get you going. The whole point of making them fill out a form is firstly so you can read it and refund them if you think this person is not the right fit for you. And don't be scared to do that. If you message someone and say,
oh, by the way, from what you said on the form, I don't think I'm best suited to help you. I'll give you a refund.
They're going to really respect you for that. And then the next reason, it just gives you time to prepare. The amount of prep that you do, it's going to be up to you. Over time, you're probably going to end up seeing the same problem over and over again, so you probably won't need to do too much in the long run. And then you just link Calendly to Zoom so that when they book, it sends them the call link, and that's it. Now, don't be a little skank. Now, don't be tight. You've got to sign up to the paid Zoom. You can't do this on the free one. You look like a cheapskate because it only lasts 40 minutes and it costs like $12.99. And then all you do on the Zoom is you make sure you set it up so they can hit record on their side. This is going to save the recording to their computer, and then you won't forget to send them that recording, and it's way less admin after. Okay, so what do you say and do on the call? And are you even good enough to charge for this yet? Well, let's look at the call first. So on the call, all you do is you focus on the problems they've put on their form. That's it. You don't need to go and talk about things they don't care about unless you think those things are going to help them hit the goal they're after. Which leaves us with the killer question. Are you good enough to charge for your time? I think the best way to find this out is if you do what I've just shown you, and then if people start paying you, the answer is yes, you are. YouTube is a beast for building trust and goodwill with people. Some people will be really excited to meet you and just want to pay for that experience. So get good enough out of your head, and whatever you do not think this is all about views and subscriber numbers. I recently helped someone with less than 1,000 subscribers and less than 1,000 views per video get bookings in their calendar. All they had to do was build it, then mention it in a video, and it worked. Okay, so what's the big old problem with this? Because it sounds pretty flipping good, right? Well, it all comes down to your goals. If you want a passive lifestyle, this isn't very passive. It's a great leg up to get you to full-time faster, and it can build cash flow really fast too. It's just not that scalable. You also tend to find that a lot of people just stop enjoying it eventually. I've spoken to a lot of consultants, and it's always the same. Everyone feels like they just repeat themselves over and over again. So at some point, it just doesn't make sense to keep doing that when you could build a digital product that just does all the hard work for you and makes you money in your sleep. But it could be the thing you need to get you to that point. So it gets a thumbs up from me for getting YouTubers making money fast, easily, and to get them to full time. The thing is, even if you do set this up, leaving links in your descriptions will bring in sales. But if you want to book your calendar out for months in advance, you need something else. So click this video next to learn how to set it up and build the tool that will enable you to sell anything you ever produce faster.